What's up, guys? Welcome back to Lick Branch Farms. I just got my first order from Johnny's of the season, and a lot of this stuff is just spring plants or early season stuff that we start in trays, and some of it we direct seed out into the main garden. It's a cold, cloudy, wet, windy day here in Central North Carolina, but I got to thinking when I seen all that stuff, I said I need to do a video on the top 5 early season crops for market farming here on our farm. The stuff that we start as soon as we can to get ready to go to market early spring. But before we do that, guys, if you are new to our channel, we hope you'll reach over here and click this subscribe button. And if you like the video, make sure you click the like button. So early season, we try to carry a lot of root crops. We try to carry a lot of stuff that we can start early in the season. Now, I'm gonna go through the list, and at the top of that list is carrots. Now, we don't start carrots in trays. We direct seed our carrots. We use a Jang precision roller, and we roll our carrot seeds out in a market bed, 30-inch wide. And normally we put a layer of compost on top of it to kind of get the year started. And I'm gonna walk out here real quick and show you, this is the remnants from last year. Nothing has been done here since late fall, well, late summer of last year, August, September. We did hand transplant some bok choy and stuff like that, but anyway, this is all got to be erased and start over with for this season. Now, every year I say that I'm going to isolate my root crops in certain areas, or my onions in certain areas, and so on and so forth, but you know, the nuts and bolts of it is you're going to put whatever you can put wherever you can put it when you got time to put it in. That's the cold hard truth. Right now, we're in the first full week of January 2025. Our average daytime temperature has been 45 to 50 degrees. Nighttime temperatures have been dipping into the 20s. So it is time for us to start getting some bed prep done. It is time for us to go ahead and get some seeds in trays for transplants, not direct seeding, just for transplants. We get some seeds in some trays, get our transplant started in the tunnel, in the heated tunnel. So come into February-ish, maybe earlier, depends on the weather, we can start plugging these things outside. Now we can get away with that here where we are in our grow zone in 8A/8B. I mean, I can throw a rock and almost hit the South Carolina line. That's how close we are to South Carolina. So in our area of the country, we can start early. We can start earlier in the year and get away with it, where as people, you know, north of us, Virginia and on up into Maryland and places like that, they probably couldn't get away with that because their winter is going to last a little bit longer. So I'm gonna go through this list and kind of give you an idea of where we're at with that. So carrots is at the top of that list. I could literally sell every carrot I could grow at market, really, no lie. I've taken 40 bunches before and still had to turn people away because I didn't have any more. Carrots is gonna be at the top of that. Now, it is just a little bit early for us to start carrots. Like I said, I don't really think we've seen the really cold weather yet, but I can get around that. I'll show you a trick to germination for carrots, and that is really that's the hardest part of growing a carrot, is the germination part. If you can get that part down, you can be successful at growing carrots. All right, so we got that out of the way. The number one for spring or early season in the market farm, in the in-ground garden, direct seeded, is carrots. That's number one. So while we're on the subject of direct seeded stuff, radishes are gonna come in at a close second. We grow a whole different variety of radishes. We grow French breakfast, we grow a red one, Donata, and a couple more, Crunchy King, things of that nature, and some purple ones, some white ones. But you know, the red rounds and the French breakfast are really our biggest sellers, and we direct seed those, and we can get away with sowing them in January and February. There's still another trick to it, and I can show you what that is when we get ready to do it. All right, so a close third is beets, and you can see in here I've already got these three trays of beets. These are red beets called Red Ace. I've got those already started, and I got them on a heat mat in here at 72 degrees, and we're going to germinate these guys in here. And I'm also going to start some yellow beets or golden beets, Boulder. I'm going to start some of those today. I got my onions. This is Texas Legend and Red Creole, and I got my green onions over there. Green onions I can sell all year long. We sell a lot of green onions. We take usually 10 to 20 bunches to market every time we go, and we usually sell every one of them. Don't forget, we've been doing a lot of business with restaurants that's been buying a lot of them too. Wintertime, you have to be careful because the tips of them will get, especially if you grow them outside, the tips of them will get damaged when it gets really cold. But normally I cut my tops anyway to kind of make them look even and level, and I mean, I'm just funny like that. But one of the top selling early season crops that we grow here, and you can only grow them in certain parts of the year here, is sugar snap peas. And I got a couple pounds here, and you know, a lot of people direct sow theirs in the main garden this time of year, and they kind of hold in the ground until the germination temperature gets right, and then they sprout. Well, the people that can do that, you know, I'm glad, I'm happy for you, but I can't. So I start mine in trays, and I got a tray of golden beets that I'm working on right now. It's a 338, and I'm gonna do 3 trays of these along with the 3 trays of red, so that gives me 6 total trays of beets. That there alone, planting 4 wide, 6 inches apart, 50-foot bed is enough to give me 4 rows of beets. That's 2 rows of reds and 2 rows of golden. And that's what I'm gonna do this week. When they germinate and get up to size, I'll wait 2 weeks and then I'll transplant more. I'll do more, and I'm gonna keep that rotation going because it is very seldom that I harvest a whole row of beets at one time. I may this year, I may sell a whole row at a time, but I'm gonna try to keep 2 rows ready to be harvested at all times. That way I got a variety when I go to market, reds and goldens. Same way with green onions, same way with carrots, same way with radishes. I mean, you kind of see the trend going on here. We're going to try to keep, 2 rows of everything ahead of time, so we have something to harvest every week to go to market. So yeah, I'm gonna go through and finish up the red yellow beets. And if you guys have not seen the way I do seed starting, I've done numerous videos on starting seeds. I use a PropTech 338 or 242 or 162, depends on what I'm growing. Right here, this one's ready to go. You can see I already got the beets in there, and this is a boulder yellow beet. And if you know anything about beet seeds, they are multi-germ. That means they have more than 1 embryo per seeds, and they're going to grow more than 1 plant. Now, this time of year, growing like we are, it really isn't hard to get them to germinate. I like to keep mine at 70, 75 degrees, and I'll show you the process here in a minute. It's pretty straightforward, but I'll take these 338s, fill them full of soil, go through and dimple with my fingers, just dimple them, make a little impression, and put the seed in. And then we're gonna go back on top of it, put some soil, and then we're gonna wet it in. I'm gonna put it on that heat mat in that other tunnel, and we're just gonna wait for it to germinate. It usually takes, now this time of year, it'll take 7-10 days, but to speed up the process, I could take it inside the barn and put it in my heated germination chamber, and it's just a smaller box. I keep the temperature and the humidity higher in there. That's normally where I do tomatoes and cucumbers and stuff like that, but same thing in that tunnel. I mean, I keep that heater on 50 degrees. I keep the heat mat on 75. Sun comes in there and gets it up to 80 degrees in the daytime, so I mean, there's no reason they shouldn't start. All right, so let's go through our list. We got carrots, 1. We got radishes, 2. We got green onions, which makes 3. We got, what else I say? Beets makes 4. Then we got sugar snap peas, that makes 5. With those 5 vegetables on top of everything that we got growing on the hydroponics, that's enough to make a farmer's market table. That's enough to make a really good display at any farmer's market you attend. And in the early season, when you get people, looking for fresh vegetables, it's almost a magnet. I mean, people eat with their eyes. They see the bright red beets, they see the green tops, they see the orange carrots. I mean, it's just, they're gonna flock to your table. So we got carrots in here from last season. I think this is October, late September, 1st October. And this was kind of thrown in because I knew we were going to need something to go to market with. But once you look, these were actually sown during the heat. And the tops aren't going to get that big in the wintertime. You really don't. But you can still manage a decent, I'm trying to pull it, but you can still manage a decent root even in the winter. Now that's what my people at the farmer's market are looking for. They're not looking for those crazy long, big, thick boleros and all that good stuff. They want those small, sweet carrots. They could just sit down and wash them and eat them. So yeah, I'm gonna get over here and I'm gonna get started on these beets, and then I'm gonna get started on the sugar snap peas. But before I get done, I'm gonna have 3 more trays of beets in here on this end, and then I'm hoping at least 5 more trays of sugar snaps. I'll plant them till it gets dark, but I want to start the season off with 5 because I've already got my green onions. These are ready to go. I could put them out there now and get away with it. But I'm not, because I need to amend and mulch some beds to get ready for the in-ground garden. All right, guys, so I done got the golden beet, 1 tray of golden beet out of the way. I figured I'd do a tray of sugar snap peas with you so you can kind of get an idea. And Most seeds, this is the same process. So go through and dimple the tray. What you can see, all I'm doing is putting my fingers into the cell and making an impression for the seed to rest in. Now, depending on the size of the seed, you don't want to go too deep. But pea seeds are, pretty good size, maybe about a 1/4 inch, maybe just a tick less, and they will sprout with the depth that I'm putting my fingers in right now. And I'll get some out here in a minute, show you what I'm talking about. Alright, so ever seen sugar snap peas? That's what they look like. Look like little dehydrated green beans. That's what they look like. So all I'm gonna do is go down through here and put 1 pea in each spot, in each cell. And that's it. It's that simple. And a lot of people soak them, and it will help speed up germination. And I really never had a problem with that. So we're gonna go through and just do it this way. If you soak the seed, just put it in a non-chlorinated water, like a well water or distilled water or something like that, for like 24 hours, and then plant it. And it's supposed to prime the seed. It's supposed to get it kind of ready to germinate. Go ahead and get it pre-moistened. But you can do it this way here. There's really no big deal. If I were doing this kind of in a little bit warmer time of year, then I probably would try to prime it to give me that extra edge. But this way here works just fine too. Alright, so this is what a tray of sugar snap peas looks like. A 242 cell tray when you get everything in there and all said and done. And really, all we got to do now is put a little bit of dirt on top and label this one, put it outside, water it in, and then we're going to put it on our mat and let it germinate. That's really all there is to it, guys. All right, guys, so we got 1 tray of sugar snap peas done, and I got 1 tray of beets, or golden beets done. So I got to do 2 more trays of beets and 4 more trays of sugar snap peas. So I'm gonna get off of here and get busy. But I hope you got an idea of what it takes to get a market farming season started. You got to get started early, just so you can be ready when people come out to woodwork early spring, ready to spend some money at the farmer's market. So yeah, the stuff that I mentioned in this video, the carrots, the beets, the green onions, the radishes, and the sugar snap peas are what works well in our context on our farm. And it may work well in yours too, but that's what we have figured out, that if we've got on hand going in the market, along with the other stuff, the cabbages and the broccoli and all that good stuff, all that stuff, normally we have a pretty good spring. Normally we can roll in the market holding our head up, having enough to put on the table to people like, wow, look, they ready. So that's what we're shooting for, and that's what we're getting ready to start doing. So right now I'm 3 trays of reds ahead. I got to get 2 more trays of yellow, and then I got to get the rest of them sugar snap peas, and that's going to fill up this rack here. I've already got some stuff on the inside going, so that's going to be a video for another day.